Hi, I'm Elo and I've been downhill racing since I was 6 years old, and now I'm 13 and I've done about a little more than 60 races in total. So this is a bike I've been using for the past 2 seasons. It's a Norco Aurum HSP 7. It's the exact same frame as this frame, and today is new bike day. Well, it's new frame day, so let me get that real quick. So this is my new frame. It's a Norco Range. It's a high pivot. It's great. I got it from Norco, but it's through Sweet Lines, which is my racing team. It's obviously used. It was used by a teammate before, but still super excited to use this in the upcoming season. In this video, we're going to be comparing the two frames. I know you guys have been asking a lot of the differences and similarities, so hopefully I can clear up all the fogginess for you guys. So now let's talk about the Norco Aurum HSP 7. I have a super detailed video about it up this way somewhere, up here. So yeah, but I'll just do a nice little recap. So it has a short reach of just 405 millimeters with an adjustable headset cups. So you can either go 4 back from that or 4 up from it. It's super light. It's a full carbon frame. It's high pivot, but when it's high pivot, as you can see, it gets a lot longer than normal bikes, like in a big compression. So that's not great. Like, it makes it turn a little bit slower, but it's fine. And then, as you can see, this is all one piece. So it has a super short and snappy rear end. This is like, I think one of the shortest chainstays I know. Definitely of one of my bikes. Now let's talk about the Norco Range. So from stock, this is a full 29 enduro bike. But this is the stock link, but we buy a different link than this to convert it to a 29 in the front, 27.5 Mullet setup, which also creates more travel in the rear end to convert it to a downhill bike. So this is a full carbon frame, just like the Norco Aurum HSP, but the reach is longer. It's a 420 reach, which is fine because I've grown enough for it. By the way, I'm 4'10". So it's a carbon rear end. This is how the linkage goes. I don't know how, but it doesn't grow as much in like big compressions, and the rear shock is a lot more active under braking, which is really nice when you're racing and have hard braking zones. So yeah, I'll go get my sister's bike, which is fully converted. So this is my sister's fully downhill converted Norco Range. She has a build video up here. I think it's, am I close? Hopefully. So yeah. So it has a 29 front wheel and the 27.5 rear wheel. It's a Mullet setup. And that's because we can do that with this WRP link. It's this silver piece right here. But if you get that, you have to get a different rear shock because it's a longer stroke. So we're going to compare the frames frame by frame. So let's get to that. So now let's compare them head to head. So one of the first challenges with the Norco Aurum HSP 7 was this spacing is only 142, so it's harder to find hubs for it. I still found a hub that I really liked, but the Norco Range has 148 spacing for the rear hub, so I could find there's a lot more hubs that you can buy for this bike. Secondly, the Norco Range uses a 29 front wheel when it's converted, well, always. And then this bike only uses a 27.5 front wheel, so rolling speed is better on this bike than this bike because the front wheel is bigger. Also, the front wheel helps you roll over big rocks and stuff, so that's just a huge advantage. So the next big thing is under braking. These bikes are meant to be used under braking, but this, the Norco Range, is way more active under braking than the Norco Aurum. The Aurum is way less active under braking, and also when you're going through big compression, this bike says it doesn't get as long as this bike. This bike gets a lot longer when you go through the travel than this bike does. Both of these bikes are high pivot. So what high pivot is this pulley right here, and also right here. So what that does is, when you hit a rock or something, instead of the wheel going straight up to get over it, it goes a little bit backwards and then up to help cushion the blow make it a lot better. So as you can see, this is all one piece. So it's a easy, simple design in the rear triangle. But this bike has a more sophisticated rear triangle, which helps with roughness under braking. So it's a lot smoother under braking, and the shock is more active, which is actually really nice when you're racing. You're doing actually a lot of braking. The next thing is when you hit a big bump with this bike, it gets a lot longer than this bike. So under a big compression, it's kind of annoying because the bike gets a lot longer, or like through a corner, it gets a lot longer, which makes it slower at cornering. But this bike stays about the same wheelbase, and it's just, I don't know, more uniform, I guess is the way to say it. But yeah, super cool. So the last thing to compare is the headsets. The Norco Aurum HSP 7 has adjustable headsets, which I showed you earlier. But the disadvantage is they can get loose, where the Norco Range just has a fixed headset, so it doesn't get as loose. So as you can probably tell, this frame has a lot of time until I can ride it, but I've started to think about colors. So right now I'm thinking of red fork, and I just picked up a new helmet from Ride Bicycles, and I'm going to show you that right now. So this is a new helmet. It has some gold, and then that there. I think it goes super sick with the bike, but I'm not sure what color I should do. So comment down below what color I should do, what accent color, and as always, like, follow, comment, subscribe. Bye.